Hare Krishna. Hello friends, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing well. This is Ritendra, I am preacher of Shrimad Bhagvattam, and today I come with very special lecture. Today I am going to talk about the story of Pingala prostitute and how to get a detachment from the material things from the story of Pingala prostitute and the enlightenment story of Pingala prostitute. But before I start my lecture, I would like to introduce Shrimad Bhagvattam. This is Shrimad Bhagvattam and this is Shrimad Bhagvattam, and I would have to say Shrimad Bhagavatam you all have to read, and this one is written by Srila Prabhupada from ISKCON temple, and this is the most authentic source of Shrimad Bhagavatam, and we all have to read Shrimad Bhagavatam as well as Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. In Shrimad Bhagavatam there is a story of 10 incarnation of Lord Sri Hari Vishnu, and in Shrimad Bhagavad Gita the enlightenment story of Arjuna. So let's start the story of Pingala prostitute and how to get a detachment from all the material things, all kind of material thing or all kind of material desire. So here Sukdev Goswami telling the story to Maharaj Parikshit. Here Pingala nama Vaishya Siddha Videha Nagre Puraha. Pingala nama Vaishya Siddha Videha Nagre Puraha. Tasya me Sikshitah Kischin Niboda Nupanandana. Here Sukdev Goswami stated to Maharaj Parikshit, O son of kings, Maharaj Parikshit. Previously in the city of Videha, there were dwelt a prostitute named Pingala. The prostitute named Pingala. Now please hear what I have learned from that lady. Sukdev Goswami learned many things from Pingala lady. So here Sukdev Goswami telling to Maharaj Parikshit, and this is an enlightenment story, and he told to Maharaj Parikshit about the enlightenment story. What Maharaj Parikshit, what Sukdev Goswami learned from Pingala lady. Once that prostitute desiring to bring a lover into her house. Listen it very carefully. This is most important. How to get enlightenment from the story of prostitute. Once that prostitute desiring to bring a lover into her house stood outside in the doorway at the night, showing her beautiful form, and standing at the outdoor of her house. She was standing and she was trying to show her beautiful form. In order desiring to bring a lover into her house for sexual desire, in order to earn the money. There were two reasons. One is sexual desire, another one is to earn money, envy or greed of the money. Based among the men, this prostitute was very anxious to get money. She was very anxious to get money, and she stood on the street at the night, and she studied all the men. Who were passing by, thinking, "Oh, this one surely has a money. Oh, this person surely has a money, and this person can pay for my beauty. And I know he can pay the price, and I am sure he would enjoy my company very much. This Pingala lady thinking this thing when she stood outside from her house, and thus she thought about all the men on the street, from whoever passing from her street. She was thinking that this person can pay, this person has a money, and this person will enjoy my company. As a prostitute Pingala stood in the doorway. Listen it very carefully. As a prostitute Pingala stood in the doorway, many men came and went, and walking by her house. Her only means of sustenance was prostitution. That was prostitution. And therefore she anxiously thought, maybe this one who is coming now is very rich. Oh, he is not stopping, but I am sure someone else will come. Surely this man who is coming now will want to pay me for my love, and he will probably give a lots of money. Thus, with a vain hope, she remained leaning against the doorway, unable to finish her business and go to sleep. On that night, she was unable to run. She was unable to finish her business and go to sleep. She went for sleep, and out of anxiety, she would sometimes sometimes walk out toward the street, and sometimes she went back into her house. And in this way, in this way the midnight hour gradually arrived. In this way, the midnight hour gradually arrived. At the night at the night wore on, the prostitute who intensely desire money. This Pingla lady has only one desire to earn money, and she has a greed to earn money, and desire of money gradually become a more morose, and her face dried up. She was totally disappointed because she didn't find any customer who can pay to her for her beauty, for her love, and thus being filled with anxiety for money, most she disappointed. Means however she got a disappointment, however she got anxiety to get money, she got too much disappointment, and she began to feel a great detachment from her situation, and happiness arose in her mind, and she started, wow, in which life I am living, and what kind of life will definitely draw me at the particular end. Means this life will draw me at where. She was thinking like that, and at the once upon time, gradually she got totally detachment from whatever desire she has having, and later on she got happiness. The prostitute felt disgust with her material situation. Prostitute felt disgust with her material situation, and thus become indifferent to it. Indeed, detachment acts like a sword, cutting to a pieces of binding network of the material hope and desire. Now, please hear from me a song sung by prostitute in that situation. In that situation, the song sung by this prostitute. Uh, she started to pray Lord Sri Hare Vishnu. She started to pray Lord Krishna. In which life I am living? She was started to disgust herself because of her material situation. O king, just as a human being who is bereft of spiritual knowledge never desire to give up his false sense of proprietorship over a many material things. Similarly, a person who has not developed the detachment never desire to give up the bondage of material body. Here Sukdev Goswami stated, the people who are having a desire, that person will never make himself free from the cycle of the birth and death. The particular person who has a desire or the greed of desire, a particular person who is attached with a desire, that particular person will never free from the bondage of the material body. The prostitute Pingla said, just see how greatly illusioned I am. मैं कितनी बेवकूफ़ हूँ, मैं कितनी भ्रमित हूँ, because I can't control my mind. Just like a fool, I desire lustily pleasure from insufficient man. Lustily desire from insufficient man. These people will satisfy me, whether physically, mentally, or emotionally. These people will satisfy me. No, the Supreme Personality of God and Lord Krishna will satisfy me, whether physically, mentally, and emotionally. So He is there. He will satisfy me. So I would have to surrender unto Lord Krishna rather than these people, these material people, these insignificant people. I don't have to surrender. This Pingla lady thought like this. She was thinking like this. And Pingla lady further thinking, I am such a fool that I have given up the service of that person who is being eternally situated within my heart. I am very fool, I am very stupid, because I have stopped to serve who is actually living in my heart. Lord Krishna is living in my heart. I have stopped to serve Him, and I am serving to these insignificant people, and I am only because of sexual desire, because of greed of money, I am only serving these people. I would have to serve to Lord Krishna, and only because of serving of Lord Krishna, I can make myself free from the cycle of the birth and death, and I will surely get the supreme abode of Lord Krishna. This Pingla lady stated. Pingla lady thought this kind of thought in her mind. that most dear one is the Lord of universe, who is the bestower of the real love and happiness and the source of all the prosperity. Although he is in my heart, he is in my own heart. Lord Krishna is in my own heart. I would have to serve to Lord Krishna only rather than to serve insignificant people. I have completed. I have completely neglected him. I have right now before this thought, I have totally neglected my Lord Krishna who is situated into my heart. Now I would have to start to serve my Lord Krishna rather than to serve these insignificant people. Instead, I have ignorantly served insignificant men who can never satisfy my real desire and who have simply brought me unhappiness, fear, anxiety, lamentation, and illusion. Means I don't want to serve. Actually, instead of ignorantly, I was totally ignorant because of my ignorance. I would serve to this insignificant people rather than Lord Krishna, and because of to serve these insignificant people, I would got fear, anxiety, happiness, lamentation, and illusion. Oh, how I have uselessly tortured my own soul. I have sold my body to lustily greedy men who are themselves object of pity, thus practicing the most abominable profession of prostitution or prostitutes. I hope to get money and sexual pleasure. I hope to got a money and sexual pleasure. Because of these two reasons, I would have to serve these insignificant people rather than to serve Lord Krishna who is situated in my own heart. I have totally neglected Lord Krishna who is situated into my heart because of my ignorance. Sorry, I was totally ignorant. And this material body is like a house. Here Pingala lady stated, this material body is like a house in which I, the soul, I am living, and the bones forming my spine, ribs, arms, and legs are like a beams, and cross beams, pillar of house, the wall structure, which is the pool of stool and urine, is covered by skin, hair, and nails. The 9 doors leading into this body are constantly excreting false substance. Beside me, what woman could be so foolish as to devotee herself to this material body, thinking that she might find pleasure and love in this contraption? Certainly, this in this city of Videha, I alone am completely foolish. I neglected the Supreme Personality Godhead who is situated into my heart, who awards us everything, and even our original spiritual form. Instead, I desire to enjoy the sense of gratification with many men. The Supreme Personality Godhead is absolutely the most dear one for all the living beings because He is everyone's well-wishers and lords. He is the Supreme Soul situated in everyone's heart. Therefore, I will now pay the price to complete surrender, and purchasing the Lord, I will enjoy with Him just like a Lakshmi Devi. So I just want to replace myself with Lakshmi Devi. I would have to get a company. I'm having sexual desire, then I would have a sex with my Lord Krishna. So this lady think like that. I would have to be wife of my Lord Krishna. This lady thought like that. I would have to serve my Lord Krishna like a Lakshmi Devi did. A Lakshmi Devi is serving. It's not about sexual desire, it's about serving to the Supreme Personality of God and Lord Krishna. He is situated into the heart of each and every living entity. And He is a supreme Personality of God. He is omnipresent and omnipotent. He is the Supreme. He is situated into the heart of each and every living entity. And we have to understand these things. Without His permission, without His assent, we are not able to do anything. Men provide a sense gratification for women, but all these men and even the demigods in heaven have beginning and end. They are all temporary creation who will be dragged away by time. Therefore, how much actual pleasure or happiness could any of them ever give to their wives? This is not possible. The happiness and distress both are non-permanent, appearance and disappearance like a summer and winter season. Although I most stubbornly hope to enjoy the material world, somehow or other detachment has arisen in my heart, and it is making me very happy. Therefore, the Supreme Personality Godhead Vishnu must be pleased me without even knowing it. I must have performed some activity satisfying to Him. We all have to perform all the activities in order to satisfy the Supreme Personality Godhead Lord Krishna. The person who has developed the detachment can give up the bondage of material society. The people who have developed, the person who has developed the detachment can give up the bondage of material society, friendship and love, and a person who undergoes a great suffering gradually become out of a hopelessly detached and indifferent to the material world. Thus, due to my great suffering, such a detachment awoke in my heart. At how could I have undergone such a merciful suffering if I were actually unfortunate? Therefore, I am in fact fortunate and have received the mercy of Lord Sri Hari Vishnu, and He must somehow or other be pleased with me. And with a devotion I accept the great benefit that Lord has bestowed upon me, having given up my sinful desire for ordinary sense of gratification. I now take a shelter of Him and Supreme Personality Godhead, Lord Sri Hari Vishnu. I am going to take a shelter of Him. And I am now completely satisfied, and I have full faith in the Lord mercy. Therefore, I will maintain myself with whatever comes of its own accord, and I shall enjoy life with only Lord, because He is the real source of the love and happiness. Lord Sri Hari Vishnu is the real source of love and happiness. The intelligence of the living entity is stolen away by the activities of sense of gratification, and thus he falls into the dark well of material existence. Within that well he is then seized by deadly serpent of time. And who else the Supreme Personality Godhead could save the poor living entity from such a hopelessly condition, sir? When the living entity sees that the entire universe has been seized by the serpent of time, he becomes sober and sane, and at that time detached himself from all the material sense of gratification. In that condition, the living entity is qualified to be his own protector, qualified for to be his own protector. The Avadhuta said her mind completely made up. Pingala cut off all her sinful desire to enjoy sex pleasure with lovers. She has totally detached, she has totally destroyed, cut off all her sinful desire to enjoy the sex pleasure with lovers, and she becomes situated in the perfect peace, because she has taken a shelter of Lord Krishna, Lord Sri Hari Vishnu, then sat down on her bed. And material desire is undoubtedly the cause of greatest unhappiness. Freedom from all such a desire is cause of the greatest happiness. Therefore, completely cutting off her desire to enjoy so-called lovers, Pingala very happy went to sleep, and she was very happy and she went for sleeping. So this is the story of the prostitute. Lord Krishna said, the person who has done most abominable action, most abominable sinful activities, if the person once surrender unto me, I shall deliver him or her, my supreme obeyed. I am shift deliver of that person from the cycle of the birth and death, from the ocean of the birth and death. This is stated by Lord Krishna in Shrimad Bhagvattam. If you are having any questions, any doubt, then please kindly put a comment. And I would have to say, we all have to surrender unto Lord Krishna rather than to surrender unto insignificant human beings. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Radhe Radhe.